But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kupka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
E se fosse lei Ultima? SPACEGAMERS, benvenuti a un nuovo episodio di Final Fantasy XVI. Allora ragazzi, scorso episodio abbiamo sconfitto finalmente, definitivamente, Hugo Kupka. Ce lo siamo levati dalle scatole. E oggi penso che ci sarà il solito consueto episodio di transizione, dove ci saranno delle missioni secondarie mascherate da missioni principali e vedrò cosa posso fare a livello di tagli. Magari se ci sono cose importanti ma non troppo, le tagliamo e farò il mio consueto mini riassuntino di quello che ci siamo detti. Andiamo avanti ragazzi, vediamo qual è la prossima mossa, perché il regno di Damelchia sta combattendo ancora contro l'impero, ma col fatto che è morto Hugo forse adesso la faida si placherà. E soprattutto ragazzi, il regno di Waled non me la racconta giusta, sa qualcosa, anzi sa molte cose su Mythos, cioè noi, su Ultima, sui cristalli. Vediamo, andiamo a rifugio. Chissà come la prenderà Jill, dato che siamo andati da Hugo da soli. Abbiamo fatto tutto da soli, non solo l'abbiamo ucciso, abbiamo anche distrutto il cristallo. E speriamo soprattutto che lei stia bene, dato che comunque la maledizione anche lei è in uno stato avanzato. Chissà quante volte il Regno di Ferro l'ha costretta a trasformarsi per i suoi piani. Ma prima di andare da 8 dobbiamo andare al fabbro a vedere se ci possiamo upgradare. Niente ragazzi, non ci possiamo upgradare. Dobbiamo anche fare un po' di cacce. Forse sarà questo l'episodio per fare un po' di taglie, dato che comunque credo sia di transizione questo episodio. Ma oramai tutto il casino che sta succedendo ormai non mi sorprende più niente. Jill sembra star bene.
Clive, you're back.
I am. And with glad tidings for once.
E si gode che Hugo è morto.
Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's
Ma sì, dato che stavo là,
story.
era inutile non farlo, no?
Three books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto, any word on the royalist movements since I've been away?
Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know.
Eccola, Vivian ragazzi, ci spiegherà un sacco di cose adesso.
The kingdom of Waloed claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Where
Si sono dati da fare, 3 guerre.
Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash.
Ah, la piaga anche da sud sta arrivando.
Shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Waloed? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Waloed standard. Odin will ride again.
Stanno elaborando qualcosa.
Question of when.
E c'entra Ultima. Loro sanno qualcosa.
Who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the royalist betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do.
Ok, dobbiamo aspettare il rapporto di mio zio, intanto facciamo... non lo so.
All in your case. The people of the hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw. Especially for those who lived with Cid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
Dobbiamo cercare anche di capire il piano di Joshua qual è, perché ha voluto parlare con il principe. Ci sono un po' di questioni in ballo che ovviamente non ci vengono dette, ma che dobbiamo scoprire. Ci vediamo tra poco, dato che devo avvisare i signori qua che abbiamo ucciso Hugo. Ok, abbiamo parlato con tutti, non ci hanno detto assolutamente niente. Torniamo da 8 e vediamo qual è la prossima mossa. Se dobbiamo effettivamente infiltrarci noi di persona nelle fila di Waled per scoprire che cosa tramano, oppure dobbiamo semplicemente aspettare mio zio, ma noi non aspetteremo, vero Clive?
So, the professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Cid. You should...
La tomba di Cid, dove l'abbiamo messo?
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
Mid, qua che cosa stai combinando? Qualcosa di utile per me oppure assolutamente di inutile allo scopo di gameplay?
Alright, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Cid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise.
Finalmente una nave, anche se in un lago non so quanto senso abbia.
Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that.
Aspettavo solo questo, maledetta.
I need some parts making.
Ecco, andiamo a fare i fattorini, raga.
We're made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then. Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to.
Dobbiamo raccogliere i materiali per la nave di Mid e poi forse andremo da Sid ad onorare la sua memoria. Quindi cerchiamo di fare le cose rapidamente. Se dobbiamo andare però in giro per la mappa, vediamo anche dove si collocano le taglie, così nel mentre raccogliamo le robe ci facciamo anche delle boss fight interessanti. Allora dobbiamo dirigerci a Velcroy per prendere i materiali che ci servono. Ci serve una particolare sabbia per quello che deve costruire Blackthorn. Vediamo se a Velcroy c'è qualcosa da uccidere. Andiamo a dare un'occhiata alla bacheca di nuovo. Abbiamo un bel po' di gente, raga. Abbiamo anche questo bandito. Ok. Allora, dobbiamo capire esattamente dove si trovano. Jill ancora non è con noi, peccato. Abbiamo solo Torgal. Ci stiamo portando anche Gav dietro. Mi sa che qua è il bandito, quello che ci sta aspettando sulla strada. Fate sotto, bello mio. Quanto è cattivo. 9 di pugnali, va bene. Che nome è? Forza, fatti sotto, 38, li mortacci tuoi, porca Eva. Aia. Non ho paura di te. Via. Slow 2. Aia. Il calcio però no. Chi è il più potente, fratello mio? Aia, mi sa tu. Fatti sotto, porca Eva, sono fortissimo. E tu sei anche fortissimo, aia. A pezzo devo. Ok, mezza bara andata. Non è un buon segno però. Olè. Ah, porca Eva, il veleno. Mi stordisce pure. Mamma. Fai così, va. Via. Che esplosione mi ha fatto, minchia che combo mi ha fatto, bellissimo. Sarà la prima morte in Final Fantasy XVI. Aia. Mi ha levato tutta la vita, tutta, raga. Attenzione all'esplosione. Oh. Ah, ho mancato. Sono un cretino. Ok. Vai. Vai. Phoenix. Bello. Attenzione. Ok, perfetto. Titano. Ok. Olè. Vai tutto. Via. Dobbiamo essere veloci e cattivi. Dammi tutta la vita, grazie. Vai Phoenix. Vai Ramu. E ora ci trasformiamo e gli facciamo il culo. Pezzo di schifo. Mi hai levato un fottio di vita. Vergognati. 49.000. Che delusione. Boom. Non so, che forse un colpo mi ammazza questo, Dove è andato? Attacco fossa usato. What the fuck? Sei un pazzino. Vieni qua, bellino. No, mi ha preso. Madonna. L'ultima pozione è finita. Non ho più niente, raga. Aia. Vai Phoenix. Dai che sta morendo. Dai, non posso morire adesso. Chi c'ho? Ramu. Vai. Ok. Dai. Come l'ho finito? Madonna. L'abbiamo finito in bellezza. Però dai, non mi puoi dare queste cose. No, dai, che schifo. Madonna, ragazzi, stavamo per morire. La prima morte in Final Fantasy. Non è questo il giorno. Ma che parata abbiamo fatto alla fine? Cioè, se ci colpiva eravamo morti, Abbiamo fatto la parata perfetta. Il contrattacco è morto. Siamo troppo forti, basta. Eccolo qua. Questo è l'ultimo. Possiamo tornare da Blackthorn. Non saltare, Clive. Prendi, Clive, mannaggia a te. Ti odio.
Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain? Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you.
Potremmo avere una casa più grande se conquistassimo Rosaria. Ma Clive è deficiente, non è colpa mia. Abbiamo avuto questo momento sdolcinato con Gav. Però abbiamo finito, ragazzi. Abbiamo preso la sabbia. Ce ne possiamo tornare da Blackturn e vedere il da farsi. Il fatto che si chiami punto di saturazione 1 significa che ci saranno dei punti di saturazione 2, 3, 4, quanti ce ne sono. Dicevamo sul punto di saturazione 2 e 3, perché effettivamente non abbiamo finito qui. Dobbiamo trovare gli altri due pezzi. Adesso ci dobbiamo dirigere al passo di Laubert, vicino dalla perduta. Vediamo se c'è qualche boss fight che possiamo recuperare anche lì. Sto cercando di tagliare il più possibile, ragazzi, perché sono spiegoni di come funziona la nave, eccetera. In video e anche personalmente non è che ce ne frega così tanto, Mi sa che stavolta non abbiamo nemmeno taglie da fare. Quale creatura ci aspetta qui? Non vedo nessuno. Qualcuno di nuovo, vi prego, qualcosa di nuovo. Non una wyvern a caso. Ah, ok, è un Aliman. Vabbè, va. Almeno è nuovo, tra virgolette. Solo una volta l'abbiamo sfidato. C'ho la spatina nuova io, Ho anche parato il colpo, imbecille. Becca di questo. No, il terzo non l'ho preso, mannaggia. Oh, ma te la smetti di trasportarti, hai rotto veramente le scatole. Vediamo se lo one-shottiamo. Ci spero. Prima abbiamo fatto 60.000 nello scorso episodio. Perché non facciamo più 60.000 adesso? Devo farli per forza. Obbligatorio. Ecco, ho sbagliato. Mannaggia a me. Ma porca Eva. Dai. Forse ce la facciamo. One shottarlo. Dai. Va per poco. 44.000. I 60.000 dove erano usciti? Finiamolo col cazzottone così ci piace. Hop. Vieni qua, bravissimo. A posto, eliminato. Rivellato, anzi. Ok, materiali recuperati, ragazzi. Torniamo. No, non è così che dobbiamo fare. Torniamo di nuovo da Mid. E dobbiamo prendere l'ultimo materiale. Tutto sto casino solo per visitare la tomba di Sid, non vorrei dire, Stiamo facendo un'ora di missione solo per fare questa cosa qui. Allora, vi ho risparmiato un po' di roba, ragazzi. Tantissimi dialoghi in soldoni. Dobbiamo cercare un rivestimento per la nave che sopporti grandi temperature. E quindi abbiamo parlato con il saggio Apocrates, una cosa del genere. Mi sono già scordato il nome. Comunque Jill ci sta aiutando a raccogliere gli oggetti semplicemente per questo rivestimento. Magari abbiamo un dialogo carino come abbiamo avuto con Gav, ci spero, un bacetto, un qualcosa, non lo so. Ho preso tutto, siamo andati velocissimi, speditissimi, dobbiamo fare subito sta missione, muoviamoci.
Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells?
How could I forget?
What with Torgal's antics.
Il più bello.
Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Is there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make.
Un bel picnic romantico. Forza Clive.
We might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just... oh,
You're right.
sorry. It's just... you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive.
Noiosi, noiosi. Torgal qua dentro è il migliore, Torgal. Non se ne frega niente di nessuna. Torgal, veramente. Tu sei il più bello, in assoluto. Lascia stare questi due deficienti che si vogliono, ma non si prenderanno mai. Abbiamo tutti i materiali adesso, ragazzi. Non deve più rompere le scatole, Maid. Vieni con noi alla tomba di Sid e stati pure zetta.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command.
Ci mancherebbe altro. Ci mancherebbe fottutamente altro.
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna figure
Sì,
it out, weren't
ti
you?
prego, muoviamoci.
And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a
Mid, io ti disintegro, veramente.
I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun.
Cioè, se n'è scappata, punto e basta? Addio?
Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I could do with getting to Canva pretty sharpish. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it? Not after he asked for me personally.
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regards.
Ah, ecco dove l'abbiamo seppellito. L'abbiamo seppellito con il rifugio vecchio.
She's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least.
A sto punto sì, effettivamente. Ok, tappa obbligatoria ragazzi, andiamo. Il martello di Mid, forse?
Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kupka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead.
Joshua non la pensa così, sinceramente.
Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every mother crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's tail in the crystalline dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
Andiamo contro l'impero.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot.
E ci infiltriamo nell'impero, ragazzi. Ecco la nostra prossima mossa.
It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Oh, okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Buckland.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Andiamo un po' avanti, ragazzi, perché credo che in montaggio cercherò di fare un miracolo e ridurre il più possibile la missione di mid. Voglio fare una cosa prima, però, ovvero voglio resettare tutto ciò che abbiamo qui di punteggio e potenziare solo le abilità che stiamo usando effettivamente, in maniera tale da provare a fare più danni. Fondamentalmente ho levato tutte le abilità di Garuda e ho potenziato sia il cazzottone, la spada di fuoco. Ho padroneggiato anche la forma ibrida, quindi si spera di fare più danni adesso. Bellissimo, ragazzi. Dove siamo finiti? Siamo al confine tra la Repubblica di Damelchia e il picco cristallino, mi sembra.
Of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him two curses.
Dominance and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominant and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men. Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
L'impero. Che stanno combinando mo questi? Dobbiamo ancora capire cosa si sono detti il principe e Joshua.
See, the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
Ma perché?
Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in storm. And then, Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greeker, made flesh.
Poi si meraviglia perché lo tradirà. Ci volevano le profezie per capirlo. Lo tratti di merda, ovvio che ti tradisce.
Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
Ooh.
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Anabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
E se fosse lei Ultima?
You would trust the words of this traitress. She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch!
È davvero il figlio del male, ragazzi. Avevo ragione io.
You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire, forgive me.
This audience is over. Come, your radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
Madonna, ragazzi, madonna. È Ultima. Cioè, non è sicuro, ma è molto probabile. Ecco perché sembrava tanto cambiata. Forse ha avuto dopo l'influenza di Ultima. O forse stiamo fantasticando, Ci sono entrambe le strade. Però da quello che abbiamo visto in questo filmato, Joshua e Dion si sono più o meno cambiati queste parole, ovvero che forse nell'impero c'è l'influenza di Ultima, che sia un'influenza o dell'imperatore o di Anabella stessa. Io penso sia Anabella, ragazzi. Potrebbe essere una cosa molto brutta, perché anche Olivier, il figlio che è nato tra Anabella e l'imperatore, potrebbe essere una effettiva progenia del male. Troviamo Goods e poi chiudiamo l'episodio, ragazzi. Se troviamo anche una cassettina, io sono contento, Ne troviamo una da un bel po', soprattutto una interessante da un bel po'. Ah, vedi. Bobina, mi piace, almeno qualcosa di unico. Un'altra cassa. Va bene.
Oh, good. There you are.
Clive, I'm so sorry. Don't tell Nan, will you?
Slow down, Goots. Just tell us what happened.
It's me trader's pass.
Benissimo, Goods, grazie. Grazie mille.
We won't even be able to get through the flipping checkpoint.
Do you remember when you last saw it?
It was in my pocket a minute ago. Then a burn bumped into me and... Yeah. You don't think that they might have nicked it, do you?
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market like this is prime territory for pickpockets.
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this child. Where would we even start?
I know where! I've got a pal in Bock lad who might be able to help us. No one knows more about what goes on round here than she does.
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way. Sign's got a red chocobo on it.
No time like the present.
You two go on ahead. I'm gonna check the rest of my stuff, make sure nothing else is missing.
All right. We'll meet you there.
Beh, ragazzi, abbiamo fatto 30, facciamo 31. Facciamo al volo anche sta missione. Super al volo. E poi chiudiamo l'episodio.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
10 milioni? La Madonna.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El. He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Bocklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little bairn.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly.
Sì, è un deficiente, lo sappiamo.
Markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them.
No, non gli facciamo niente.
Then
Giuro.
we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either.
Tecnicamente siamo ricercati, ma non lo diciamo in giro.
Anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain. Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might aid the Empire more than it does us. Which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's progress to being essential if one wishes to cross the border at all. And with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity, leading some to seek to acquire them by less than legitimate means.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market?
Yes and no. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners, and yet none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through the checkpoint.
Which means?
That someone is doctoring the stolen passes. The same someone who is encouraging the children to steal them. And the same someone who has Goots's pass, no doubt. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants, which is why we've decided to take a stand. Will you stand with us? You want to get your pass back, and we want to ensure that no more are stolen. Catch whoever's behind it all, and 2 birds shall be slain with a single stone.
Is there any other way of getting to the Crystalline Dominion Goots?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. It's that, I don't know, try swimming across the strait. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that. Like, we don't want to get spotted, right?
So either we find the people who took the pass, or give up all hope of entering the Dominion.
All right. We'll help.
Thank you kindly. But I don't know your name. Eloise at your service.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with you, Clive.
La spilla per parlare con tutti. Guarda, 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 guarda. Madonna, ragazzi, madonna. L'ho fatto io il gioco. No, anzi, è la 4ª volta che succede.
Is spearheading the search. Wear that, and he will know you for a friend. I suggest that you speak with him first.
The furniture makers. Understood.
È il momento di riassumere la cosa. E adesso andrò spedito come un fulmine. Quindi ci rivediamo praticamente a fine missione. Piccolo aggiornamento sulla missione, ragazzi, perché stiamo per fare il culo a questi qui. Praticamente loro sono le pietre lavorate, ovvero i mercenari che insomma incaricavano i bambini di rubare i lasciapassare. Dato che comunque non è una zona messa benissimo, è una zona abbastanza povera questa. E quindi in cambio di cibo obbligavano soprattutto i bambini a rubare i lasciapassare dei mercanti per rivenderli al mercato nero e fare un sacco di soldi, ovviamente. Si è aggiunto alla squadra anche Tio, ovvero il fratello di Eloise, l'amica di Guts. Ci sta dando una mano a sconfiggere questi strunzaroni che le abbiamo fatto anche un po' il culo, sinceramente. Ok, ragazzi, missione finita. Abbiamo risolto tutta la questione. Si spera che non tornino più quei mercenari lì. Parliamo con Guts e finiamo questo episodio. Finalmente.
All right. We have a place on the wagon. Remember, Goots, we're mercenaries. You hired us to protect you.
Mercenaries.
È un po' agitato. Speriamo che non ci faccia scoprire.
All the way to Twinside. Jill and I will go with you as far as the outskirts, then find our own way in.
I'll buy that stuff I need.
Right. And we'll scout out the Imperial's defenses.
There's a square with a big bell tower right in the middle of town. If you get lost, or out goes wrong, we can meet up there.
Right. Let's go.
I see. And you're quite certain your father has no knowledge of Ultima?
Ah, Joshua quindi è qui, alla capitale.
I have no difficulty believing a sinister force has come to exert an influence on Sanbreque. But be that as it may, it is yet to claim my father. For better or worse, his radiance speaks his own mind.
Then the fiend works from the shadows.
I confess, when first you told me of this fiend, had my doubts. And more than a few at that. A beast that labors to plunge Valisthea into turmoil, all in pursuit of your brother. But that wound is proof enough that evil is afoot.
Then I have your answer, Your Highness. You will join me in my fight.
I cannot. Not yet.
Your Highness, please.
As you are aware, the Dhalmekian army is at our gates. They have lost their mother crystal, and with it all hope of a negotiated withdrawal. It is but a matter of time before they invade. If Bahamut is not here to meet them, my people will be slaughtered.
Though not by Hugo Kupka, thanks to Ultima's machinations. I know the fate of your people weighs heavy on your conscience, but if we do not put an end to Ultima's plans, they shall face a far darker fate. The chaos he would wreak would sweep all of Valisthea into the abyss. The lives of every man, woman, and child in the Twins are at stake.
I believe what you say, Phoenix. But I have duties of my own, and I must discharge them. Come what may. What do you know of my blood?
I know that it is wholly unworthy of the highest offices of state, which rightly belong to those of purer breeding. Alas. Your bloodline runs through the Oriflamme gutter, from a whore who weighed her child's worth in gil.
Have you threatened my father?
Of course not. I merely whispered in his ear that his mongrel son is plotting a rebellion.
What?
Sylvester listens to the words of his astrologers. And they have ears too.
You have been feeding them your lies!
Should you remain loyal to Emperor Olivier, his radiance may yet crown your head with laurel, and not with tar.
Fork-tongued witch!
In consideration of your long years of service to the Empire, I shall forgive this uncharacteristic rudeness. Now hurry and make ready, Your Imperial Highness. Emperor Olivier expects much of you, Dion. Or should I say, of Bahamut. May your fire reduce his enemies to ash, till all of Valisthea bows to its rightful ruler.
There is another darkness that has taken hold of Sanbreque. And until its grip is released, the flames of war shall spread ever wider, just as Ultima wishes.
Forgive me. My family has caused you much grief.
You are not her keeper, Phoenix. This is a matter for the Imperial household now, and as a member of that household, it falls to me to resolve it. At such time as that is done, what strength I have shall be yours.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Let us take to the skies together, and bring a new dawn to Valisthea.
I should like nothing more.
Terence.
My prince.
Tell me true. Do you believe what I'm about to do is wrong?
We dragoons have but one leader, Your Highness. And we shall follow him unto the very end.
Thank you. This is my decree. For their crimes against the crown, the traitorous Anabella, and her usurping son,
Quanto gode!
and the Empire restored.
Bene Space Gamers, allora abbiamo fatto forse un miracolo, abbiamo racchiuso tutte le cose secondarie in un unico video, cercherò di fare il miracolo anche in montaggio, ma siamo alla capitale dell'impero. Spero che Dion sia con noi, che non ci attacchi, sia nostro alleato. C'è anche Joshua tecnicamente. Si prospetta un bel casino, ma forse finalmente la parte più bella del gioco, ovvero forse faremo fuori Anabella. Non vedo l'ora, ma ci vediamo al prossimo episodio.